Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, the situation is serious for the Union European. NATO is in a panic who does not say his name. The citizens Europeans are overwhelmed by what they come to live in the capital political and military of the Union European. We are talking about the capital political and military of the Union European, Brussels, where all political decisions military take. Yes, the airport from Brussels stopped working. All flights, almost half of the flights on September 22nd, 2025 have been cancelled. Yes, as we speak, nothing is going well. This highly sought after airport has been hit severely by a cyber attack, a unprecedented cyber attack. Oh yes, an unprecedented cyber attack that has all mixed up, all turned upside down. Who is behind this? Here's the big question that the world asks itself. Who is behind this? What are the intentions? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I told you that geopolitics world is taking another twist. And this time the seriousness of the turn is very serious. Accept that we do the redundancy. We are talking about Brussels. Brussels. It is the capital of Belgium. Let me remind you for those who don't know it. Brussels, capital of Belgium. But its importance goes far beyond Belgium because it is also the official headquarters of the European Union, the European Commission, the Council of Europe, the European Parliament in part. So that's why it's a capital importance on the plan politically and militarily for Europe. It is also the headquarters of NATO. So it is a strategic center, Western military and diplomatic. Yes, that's why any attack or disruption in Brussels, even a civil cyber attack, like that of the airport, has a symbolic resonance huge. Hitting Brussels is hitting the heart of political Europe and military. Understand this first. Hit Brussels is striking the heart of political and military Europe. And it is this civil airport which was struck. What is the information, official information we have? Let's go in the depths, ladies and gentlemen. But first, to continue, I humbly ask you to share the video conference at maximum. I want a lot of sharing. In particular, put a lot of likes and don't forget to leave your different opinions in the comments. There you go. In the sense of respect, of course, everyone is free to say what they think here, okay? With respect for people and of others. Let's go. So the facts, the airport was hit, an airport hit at the heart of the systems of Europe. It's a massive paralysis this September 22nd, huh? So in a few hours, this September already it is paralyzed, but from tomorrow this will be something else. The airport of Brussels was forced to cancel the half of its flights scheduled for the 22nd September because of a cyber attack that has neutralized part of the system essential. A cyber attack that has neutralized part of the system essential to the management and flight check-in. Management flight registration, that's what been disturbed to the waters. Yes. So, the passengers were stuck for hours at the airport, being unable to handle the traffic normally. Everything is mixed up. The passengers, as you can see on the image, have been blocked. But what do I have to say again? And there is a weak link within the European airport system. And each day that God made Europe exposes its weaknesses. There is something called Collins Aerospace. Collins Aerospace Company is the key supplier to several airports, Europeans, the key supplier. And this company has not yet released the official update of its software. She has not yet released the update day of its software, and therefore the update of this software is essential to secure the systems. But it's not updated. This is the weak link. So this reveals a critical independence. Only technical vulnerability is enough to paralyze an entire airport international. So it's because the company calling Collins Aerospace has not yet released the update of its software that there is a flaw, that this is where hackers were able to take advantage. We don't know who those are who have mandated these hackers. We don't know. And for the moment, the European authorities have not yet indexed someone to whom you think elsewhere quite naturally, because we are in a kind of hybrid war now there. Well, unfortunately for themselves, besides, they have a lot of people who are in conflict with them, or whether it is Iran, and you know the Iranians, they don't joke about this. They are good at that. You have the Russia and so on. But it's very, very hot in Brussels at the time I am talking to you. Such a big airport. How many billions euros they are losing? Like this. Here are some big airports international where when a plane lands just steps away 3, 4, 5 minutes, there is also the other one who lands while the other takes off. These are billions. There you go. So Brussels has become a textbook case of digital vulnerability in the sector aerial. What just happened does not simply demonstrate the weakness of Europe, but it shows the very obsolescence of its aerial system. There you go. And what just happened, it can inspire other enemies of Brussels. And these enemies of what will Brussels do? They can obviously search to hit others even harder airports on the European side across cyber attacks, of course. So, what are the repercussions? We certainly lead towards a cyber war that targets civilian infrastructure. Yes, so it's a shock for Europe, it must be said. This attack shows that strategic infrastructure, civilians, airport, hospitals, network electronics have become targets privileged. The repercussions are both economical. It is a loss for airlines. Passengers are stuck, and it's also psychological loss, since he has the feeling of insecurity when traveling. If they could carry out a cyber attack on the recording system and others, what proves that in the air? I don't even want to think about that. God warns us. So there is obviously the shadow of international rivalries. Even if the attack is not yet attributed, it is part of a cyber confrontation context growing. Russia, China, but also groups, private individuals who use this lever to test Western defenses. So finally, for NATO to the Union European, this raises a question. Are these two organizations able to defend their own population, not only in the sky military, but also in cyberspace civil? Here are a lot of questions that arise. In any case, for the moment, it's very, very hot on the side of Brussels. We will continue to follow this news and everything that goes resulting from it. We will come and talk about it here on the platform for raising awareness.